And I will be Joe's audience today.
Cool, ready? Cool. So my name's Joe Kaufman. I'm 21 years old, and about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I actually weighed about 280 pounds. And I'm going to tell you just by changing my eating habits, how a little bit over 2 years later, I now weigh 150 pounds. Just by changing what I was eating, switching up the way always knew how to eat before. I just reevaluated it, put more thought into it, and took more time. And it was actually a lot easier than I expected it to be. So I think the main thing that everyone struggles with is knowing the good foods from the bad foods to eat. There's a lot of bad foods that you can eat. For the most part, staying away from high carb diets is very essential. Um, when I weighed 280 pounds, the things that got me were high carbs. I used to eat a lot of burgers. I used to eat a lot of sandwiches, stuff like that. Sodas have a tremendous amount of carbs in them. Things like, 60 carbs for a can of soda. Maybe they're not, the most calories, but those carbs, they weigh you down a lot. They make you tired, they make you not want to move, and then they just sit there. And you don't want to move, so you don't burn them off. And then it's just a snowball effect, and you just keep on tacking on weight. Um, so what I ended up doing is I ended up just transferring, I like to eat sandwiches and burgers a lot. So instead of eating, a sandwich with bread, I just eat the lunch meat, and I eat the vegetables and stuff that I put on top. Same thing with the burgers. I'd eat the meat and not the bread. And I'd stick to a very consistently low carb intake, something less than 20 carbs a day some days. And other days, zero carbs. And, but I stick around between 20 and 30 carbs a day. And I just try and keep a high protein diet and fill in those carb spaces with things like fruit, good sugars and stuff to give me more energy through the day. And just try and stay away from bad sugars, stuff that you find in, like sugary breads, donuts, candy bars, anything like that for the most part. Um, if you slip up, it's not the biggest deal. I slipped up a lot. I wouldn't even call them slip ups because, every once in a while you do deserve to have, soda to drink with your lunch, and you do deserve to have a candy bar every once in a while. It's not the biggest thing if you slip up. It just can't be a regular thing. You can't have, a candy bar a few times a week because that's just not how it is. Maybe, I I wouldn't even have a candy bar once a week when I was peak. I would have maybe once a month, maybe not even that, because it was very unheard of. I didn't eat stuff like that. What I would do is I just kept to my high protein, and I didn't even want to eat stuff like that because the way I was eating and the way I felt so much better. The thought of eating stuff like that just made me not feel as good, made me feel sick. So, if if you slip up, it's no big deal. Keep your positive mindset and just move past it, and you'll see, down the line, slip ups are going to happen a lot less and less and less. Um, you know, so within a year or so after I started my weight loss journey, I weighed 280 pounds at the beginning of it. Uh, about a year into it, I ended up shedding 80 pounds of weight. I weighed 200 pounds instead. Um, I felt a lot better. Uh, 80 pounds in a year, that's pretty impressive, I would say. I felt a lot better. The things I were eating was giving me energy, so I would go and I would work out, and I'd feel, that much better. And I'd go out and I'd play basketball, or I'd go to the gym and I have the energy. And then I'd get home and I wouldn't be completely wiped after, like when I would try and go to the gym before and I was eating carbs. The number one thing, if you're gonna start working out and losing weight, it's eating right first. Eating right will give you the energy that you didn't know you have, so that you can go and do the things that you need to do. Everything is going to work better. Your body's going to work better. Your muscles are going to work better. Your legs are going to work better. Every single part of you is going to work better. So if you adjust the diet to your eating habits, and you do what you need to do, and stay away from the unnecessary foods that you don't need to be eating, then you're gonna look completely different within a year, just a year. And if you even stick to half of what I'm saying, of what I did, you're still gonna look completely different within a year. So, and it's not just about looking completely different, at the end of a year. It's about making that change in your life so that later down the line, you don't have to worry about, things like your weight or your health, or you don't have to worry about, things breaking because you know that you ate right. You had the vitamins and everything that you needed to make your bones strong and to, make your muscles strong, and you worked out your muscles because you had the energy to, and that's all, that all relates to just eating the right way and good foods. Thank you.